Hello everyone, I'm Joanne Mahay from Group 4 and I'm going to discuss the conjunctivitis and pertussis. Conjunctivitis, an inflammation or infection of the clear membrane conjunctiva, which borders your eyelid and covers the white portion of your eyeball, causes pink eye. Conjunctivitis. The conjunctiva's tiny blood vessels become more apparent when you are irritated. Your eyes white seem reddish or pink because of this.
What is a common cold? The common cold is a viral infection of your nose and throat. It's usually harmless, although it may not feel that way. Many types of viruses can cause a common cold. Healthy adults can expect to have 2 or 3 colds each year. Infants and young children may have even more frequent colds. How do we get common cold? A cold is caused by a virus that causes inflammation of the membranes that line the nose and throat. The common cold is very easily spread to others. It's often spread through airborne droplets that are cough or sneeze into the air by the sick person. The droplets are then inhaled by another person. Symptoms of common cold. The symptoms of common cold is usually peak within 2 to 3 days that include sneeze, stuffy nose, runny nose, sore throat, coughing, mucus dripping down your throat, watery eyes, and fever. What is the treatment of common cold? Rest and sleep. Drink plenty of water to avoid dehydration. Gargle salt water to soothe a sore throat. Prevent common cold. You can have reduced your risk of getting a cold. Wash your hands often. Avoid close contact to the sick person. And don't touch your face with unwashed hands. Common colds are the main reason that the children miss school and adults miss work. Each year, in the United States, there are millions of cases of the common cold. What is the cold hands? Cold hands may be caused by the simply being in a cold room or other chilly environment. Cold hands are often a sign that your body is trying to maintain this regularly body temperature. Always having a cold hands, however, could mean there's a problem with your blood flow or the blood vessels in your hands. What can cause your cold hands? People who have anemia, diabetes, lupus, scleroderma, thyroid disease, poor circulation of nervous system disorders may be more susceptible. Healthy people. It simply represents their body's natural response to a cold environment, and likely it's not a cause for concern. What is the treatment of cold hands? Blow warm air onto cold hands. Tuck your hands inside clothing next to warm skin, such as a chest, belly, or armpit. Warm your hands by running warm water over them or rubbing them together. This will help improve blood flow to your hands. To prevent cold hands, limit or avoid used tobacco products, wear mittens, hats, and other protective clothing when spending time outdoors. Avoid abrupt changes in temperature. Avoid stress. Exercise regularly. Avoid beverages that contain alcohol. What is foot and mouth disease? The foot and mouth disease is the mild, contagious viral infection, a common cold in young children. Symptoms include sores in the mouth and the rash on the hands and feet. Hand, foot, and mouth disease is the most commonly caused by the coccidiovirus. There is no specific treatment for hand, foot, and mouth disease. How do we get foot and mouth disease? The virus is spread from the feces of an infected person to the mouth of the next person by contaminated hands. It is also spread by secretion from the mouth or respiratory system, by direct contact with the fluid from blisters, and via objects or surfaces with the virus on them. Symptoms of a foot and mouth disease. Symptoms of foot and mouth disease usually include fever, mouth sores, and skin rash. The rash is commonly found on the hands and feet. Hand, foot, and mouth disease is the commonly infant, children younger than 5 years old. Most children have mild symptoms for the 7 to 10 days. How do we treat foot and mouth disease? Treat hand, foot, and mouth disease. Most people with hand, foot, and mouth disease get better on their own in 7 to 10 days. There is no specific medical treatment for the hand, foot, and mouth disease. You can take a step to relieve symptoms and prevent dehydration while you or your child are sick. To prevent the spread of foot and mouth disease, wash your hands thoroughly after touching your child's bodily fluids. Make sure your child does not share items such as drinking cup, towel, toothbrush, and clothing, etc. Keep your child home from school,